Hello everybody. Gage says it's empty. Let's go see what's in the fridge today.
Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Thanks a bunch for stopping by. Guys, I did this beer about 5 or 6 months ago. This is Pariah Brewing Smylex IPA, 7.5% or 45 IBUs. All this information is on this can. And they're telling us also that the hops are Nelson Sauvin, Galaxy, and Citrus malts are Pilsner, two-row, rye, wheat, oats. 7.5%, 45 IBUs, and they want you to have within 90 days of the date code. And the date code on this one is kind of stamped offside. Brian and Krista, your dating machine is stamping this stuff across the rim and everywhere else where you can't read it. 07, and looks like 28 of 2019, but it's not centered in the can. It's across the lip and up around the side of the can here. So something's going on with your machine there, guys. It's not stamping it in the center of the can where you can read it. So thought I'd give you that bit of information. They're giving us everything. This is the way beer should be packaged, guys, from everybody, whether in a can or a bottle. It's telling us the malts, the hops, the IBUs, the ABV, and the date. We couldn't ask for anything more. And it's also got a commercial description here, which is usually the same thing that's written on Untapped. Guys, we did a Pariah Brewing beer yesterday, and Beer Advocates seem to come back to their old rule of thumb. Unless there's 5 or 10 people commenting and rating the beer, they don't post it anymore. And that's the way they did this one, so they're not even in the ball game. They're in the dugout. No, matter of fact, they're in the locker room, hit the shower, Beer Advocates. They'll come to a point where I won't even start looking for them anymore. It'll just be between me and Untapped. Because Rate Beer sucks, and Beer Advocate is starting to suck out loud too. So it'll get to the point more than likely. I'll just stop even looking on Beer Advocate because they're starting to suck too. So with that being said, says here, India Pale Ale brew with Nelson. Same thing I just read from you can. Nelson Sauvin, Citrus, Galaxy hops. Put on your happy face and tag us to be reposted. So, Brian and Krista, the owner brewer there at Pariah, are doing some outstanding, guys. If you're in the San Diego area, you need to support these guys because they are doing outstanding stuff. And if you haven't had anything and you're in that area, what the hell's wrong with you? Go see them. Try some of their stuff. You probably won't be disappointed. I knew if I was in that area, I would be supporting it. Or if they were in this area, I would be supporting them. So they do it right. They do it absolutely perfect as far as information on the can and what's inside the can. So I can't thank Brian and Chris enough for sending me their beers. They don't have to. I didn't ask for them, but I am always pleased when I see a beer mail package show up here from these guys. They are awesome. So, and what I'm drinking is usually awesome, outstanding. So, I just keep re-emphasizing the same thing over and over from these guys. These guys do it right. Period. So, and they're doing a lot of the New England style, Northeast style, whatever you want to call it, the hazy, unfiltered beers that have an outstanding aroma, flavor. I can go on and on and on about how these guys brew beers and package beers. They do it the way it should be done from everybody, and anybody that's brewing beers and packaging beers that is not doing it like this and giving us all this information, you suck. You suck out loud. You suck content on a boar hog. So step up to the plate. Give us the information that we want to buy your beers. Otherwise, homie, don't play that. I'll let your shit sit on the damn shelf until some sucker comes along and picks it up. Because I don't do that. I don't buy it. If you can't tell me the date it was put in the can or bottle and what the ABV is on the beer, I don't spend my money on it. Not going to. Too many people like this that do it right. So, that is all we need to talk about. So, I'll stop fussing and start pouring. Right, Krista. Thank you both. Very hazy, very cloudy coming out of the can. I usually don't re-review a beer this quick, but they sent it to me and it was freaking delicious the last time I had it. So I said, yep, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to give these guys the notoriety and the publicity they deserve. Not quite a finger of head on that. It was a little lighter pouring out. It looks like it may be a little bit of mix of grapefruit juice and orange juice in there, but it's a little darker than the one we had yesterday. Look at that. Looks like a glass of orange juice in there. Maybe a slight bit of grapefruit juice to lighten up the color just a little bit. Very hazy, very cloudy, unfiltered. My favorite, no doubt. To the nose we go on this one. And I don't know if some of the big beer stores get their beer out in San Diego. Donovan and the guys at several liquors out there in San Diego, craftcity.com, they may have some of their beers. So if you can't get their beers in your area, I don't know what Brian and Chris's distribution is at Pariah, you may be able to check with Donovan and the guys out there and see if they're distributed to their store, and they'll ship them to you. So that's the way you get to try some of this stuff. You find a store that has it, that's willing to ship, and if your state allows them to ship beers to your state, you can try this too, just like I am. So I have subscribers all the time. I can't get this here. I can't get that here. Do some homework. Check around. See if there's a beer store that carries their beers, and if your state allows them to ship it to you, you can have it shipped to you or trade somebody for it. There's other ways around it if you're not in the area where the beer is made and the distribution doesn't come to your area. So I feel damn lucky to have all these wonderful beers that are sent to me from breweries and subscribers. Thank everybody for all of that. Pine, grapefruit, oranges, mango, maybe a hint of some spiciness from the Galaxy hops, which is a Southern Hemisphere hops. Might be a little bit of grape notes from the Nelson Sauvin hops they're using, and Citra is one of my favorite hops to brew with and to drink. And get that nice citrusy orange juice, tangerine, grapefruit taste to me. Smells awesome, smells outstanding. Let's stop here. Cheers everybody. Cheers Brian, Krista, thank you. You guys are awesome. Now with the Nelson Sauvin hops, I'm getting more of the grape notes than that super off the chain Northwest style hops that are produced out there. But it's still got plenty of hop aroma and hop taste. And with only 45 IBUs, I mean, this is not a 70, 80, 90 IBU beer. Very easy drinking, nice sweetness to it. Oh, it's awesome. I can go on and on about what they're producing there. It's just amazing. Ah, that's delicious. I'm going to do the final back end pour before we go off camera. I'm going to see how it could possibly settle any in the can, especially as fresh as it is. They probably sent it to me at least a day that was canned, or the day after, pretty damn close to when it was packaged. Guys, I can't get beers that are produced here this quick. I mean, I can go to Kroger's or anywhere, the craft beer / gas station. I mean, even to the craft beer store across town, and they're not going to be this fresh, and they're produced here in this town, this city, this valley. Time ago, the distribution, and I've said this a million times, guys, in this area sucks. I mean, it just is horrible. I mean, it seems like they get this stuff in the warehouse and they let it sit for a month or so before they'll send it out to the stores. It's just incredible. Probably why Bell's pulled the distribution from these people and don't distribute here anymore, because these guys let this shit sit in the warehouse forever before they send it out to the stores. And who's going to go in and buy an IPA that's 3 or 4 months old? They'd rather sell the Budweiser, Miller, and Coors, which takes up 90% of the shelf space in Kroger's, than to give us, the craft beer drinkers, something that we're after. So, but of course, you know, that crowd, the young crowd, like to buy 30 of them for $15 because they're going to drink 15 of them and get shit-faced. Then they're not drinking it for the taste, they're drinking it to get shit-faced. That's the bottom line. I mean, and then they're running to the bathroom every 10 minutes. And then the next day they feel like doo-doo because they've drank 30 beers. And their body is screaming for electrolytes and everything else that they pissed away. So, anyway, don't have to drink that many beers. Drink a better beer, and you don't have to drink as many if you're trying to catch a buzz. I'm not here to catch the buzz. I'm here for the taste. I want to taste the hops, the malts, and everything else into producing a beer instead of a bunch of micro lager, grassy, grainy crap. So, yeah. Am I through, Randy? Yeah, I think I am. So, I'm going to go sip on it, and we'll come back and give it a grade. Yeah. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sitting on it about 45 minutes or so. Very, very tasty beer, guys. To me, they do impressive stuff at Pariah, and this is no exception. I would buy this beer if I could get it here. If I was there, I would buy it to support them. It is an outstanding beer. All the tastes and aromas and flavors that you want in a New England style beer, which is I'm considering this is, since it's an unfiltered, hazy, super tasty, super hop aroma, a little bit of spicy notes, grapefruit, pine, oranges, tangerines, melon, mango. Very impressive beer. And this being a 7.5%er, it is in the range that I would buy for my go-to beers. And I would buy it. I mean, I would support these guys. So, final chug. Little gnats flying around. It's a 10 beer for me, guys. It is absolutely delicious. I enjoyed this. I appreciate them sending it to me. Awesome beer, awesome information on the can, telling us everything about the beer. This is the way it should be done, guys. I say that over and over when I get a beer from these guys. These guys know how to make a beer and package a beer. So if you're in the San Diego area, support these guys. And if you're not, I mean, I don't know if Serval Liquors in San Diego carries their beers. If they do, you could be able to buy their beers and have it shipped to your state if they allow your state to do that. A lot of states are pretty communist and they don't allow that to happen. So in Virginia, I'm surprised Virginia lets them do that, because we're as communist as they get. The communist wealth of Virginia, if you will. So anyway, very tasty beer. Pick it up if you get a chance. You won't be disappointed, especially if you like this style of beer. If you're a Budweiser, Miller, Coors drinker, maybe not so much. But it is what it is. I enjoyed this and would buy it. And that's the biggest recommendation I can give a beer, is I would spend my money on it. And I would on this one. This is definitely one that I would pick up. And like I told you earlier, Beer Advocate doesn't have any ratings because they've gone back to if they don't have at least 5 or 10 people commenting on the beer, they don't even give a grade. I don't know why they went back to doing that. Kind of asinine in my opinion. So they're in the shower on this one. We're not even going there. So we're going over to Untapped, and Untapped has it at 4, which is their A-. It is much better than that, guys. It is not an A- beer. If you think this beer is an A- beer, you bought the wrong beer. You're probably a macro lager drinker. So if you like this style of beer, you're probably going to be impressed with it as I am. So, if you've had the Smylex IPA from Pariah Brewing, let me know what you think. I enjoy getting these beers from these guys. Always. I'm always pleased to see a package from Brian and Krista from Pariah Brewing when I come home. I know it's going to be an outstanding beer 9 out of 10 times. So, very well done beer. So if you've had it, let me know what you think, guys. Till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.